Hello everyone and welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. Today I'm going to make a card using one of our current stamp sets that I often forget I've got so many current sets, and I tend to start and use the new things. Think, oh look at that, it's new, it's shiny, let me use that, and I forget what beautiful stamps I've already got. So today it's a beautiful day outside and I thought I would use the beautiful day stamps. Now I'm also going to use the in colour designer paper for 2018-2020 with the blueberry bushel and the Call Me Clover Green and the pineapple punch. But what I want to use is the lovely lipstick colour, and I'm using the striped piece that has the larger dots on the back. And I found that I'm turning to these 6x6 pieces much more readily than using my big sheets, my 12x12s. I've got such a lot of DSP and I keep thinking, oh no, I should save that. Oh, that would be really nice for Christmas. Oh, that would be better for this and that would be better for that. And I end up that I don't use it. So I'm really trying to use more DSP because the papers are just lovely. And you know, they set off your cards so nicely. So I've got the DSP in the 6x6, which is the lovely lipstick, and I've cut my base card already. I've cut it at 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5.5, and I've cut the DSP. Here's my 6x6 piece with my little piece on here. First of all, I cut the 1/2 inch piece off, and then I cut this at 4 1/2. No, 4 1/4, I beg your pardon. So this piece I need for the inside, and this piece will be great for another card. So I'm going to save that piece, pop it back in here. The piece that you've got cut is going to be 5.5 by 4 1/4, exactly the same as the front of the card. And I don't often use DSP over the whole card. Excuse me while I just get the glue. I don't often do that. I usually use it as a layer, but I think this is going to set off our card really nicely. I'm just going to put some Tombow on. You could use any of the adhesives. I just want a tiny little bit of wriggle space because I'm covering the whole card. I don't want to have a tiny bit of white showing at the top or the sides because you'll really notice it. So line it up here. Make sure it goes on at the edges. Just wiggle it a tiny bit. There we are. So there we go. So that's the whole of the front covered. And next, we're going to need a piece of Whisper White cut at 4 1/4 by 3. And I'm going to stamp the butterfly. So I'll get the butterfly, find a large stamp for it, a large block. It doesn't have to be level or anything because we're just going to stamp roughly with it. And I'm using my Memento black ink. I find this good because I'm going to be colouring in. And then just going to ink up the stamp. Because it's a fairly big one, I like to take the stamp pad to the ink pad to the stamp rather than the other way around. And that way I can see if it's all inked up properly. Let's put the lid on that. And then I'm going to stamp my butterfly on an angle. I'm going to try and get this top wing here. I'm not putting all of this left-hand side top wing or the left-hand side at the bottom on. So I'm just going to sort of eyeball where I want it. No right or wrong. Hold it for a second or two. There, that's just perfect. Then let me find my chamois, which has gone walkabout. Diane, where have you put it? Don't know. Nope, disappeared. Okay, I'll clean that in a moment or two. Now, I'm going to colour in the butterfly, and I don't have both of the lovely lipstick blends yet. I have the retiring pink pirouette ones, so I'm going to do a mixture of the pink pirouette and the lovely lipstick. And I'm going to start off with the light pink pirouette, and I'm only going to colour sort of the middle of each little segment on the wings. Only roughly, doesn't have to be exact. There we go. That's all I need to do with that lighter colour. And then I could either do the butterfly with just the darker pink, or I could use the lovely lipstick. See, I'm actually going to use just the pink. Now, I'm going to use the darker of the pink pirouette. When the other colours become available, then I'll be buying those. But at the moment, this is the only pink I've got. And I'm just going to colour round the edges up to the black and leave a little white patch in the middle. Doesn't have to be evenly done. I don't like there to be any sharp edges. I like it to sort of be ovals and things. This one really gets all coloured in. You see how just leaving a little bit of white sort of picks out the colour, picks out the lighter colour. If you stamp this and find that the black hasn't stamped everywhere like this, you could always go around it with one of your stamping markers and just colour in the black. It doesn't really bother me, but if it bothers you or if there's a little piece missing, it's a good idea to do. It only takes a minute or two to do this, because we're not doing anything, you know, really delicate. Got a little bit of black there, but it doesn't matter. Oh, I missed a whole one here, look. There we go. And if you find that you've left a little bit of the paler there, but you want it a bit bigger, just use the colour lifter. Get the white one and just go over where you want a bit more of a paler area. It'll take a few moments, but it will get paler. Okay, now that we've got that, we're going to mount it onto black card. And the black card is 4.5 by 3.25. This time I'm just going to use my fast fuse. And then you should have a nice little border all the way around. Now here's the one I did earlier with the darker, with the light pink and the lovely lipstick. And this is it just in the pale pink. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use until I get my card assembled. So here's our card, and the inside, this is what I've saved the little strip for. I'm not putting a piece of paper inside, I'm just literally going to glue that inside there. And you can have the spots, you could have the stripes. I think I'll have the stripes. It will be a bit longer than your card, so there'll be a little bit to trim off. There we go, just a little. It's a little 1/2-inch piece. There we go. Okay, now next we're going to put our butterfly on. Let's see. I think I'm going to use the lighter one. I do like that light one. Oh, but I like that one too. Oh. No, I'm going to use the light one because that's the one I've done with you. So we need some glue on the back. You could put this on with dimensionals if you wanted it a little bit raised. It really is a quick card. Okay, and then I'm just going to angle it across the card so that these edges here meet. Doesn't matter about the bottom ones at all. And then what I've done next is I've used the dies. Remember when it was Celebration and we got the Amazing You set, and you could get the dies that went with it, and then these dies carried over into the catalogue, but the stamps didn't. I'm going to use the Celebrate, and I had some black glimmer paper left, and so what I've done is I've just put the adhesive that we have on the back, and then I've cut out the Celebrate onto the black glimmer paper. Let's just take these little bits out that don't want to come out now. Okay, and then just take the sticky off the back. Hopefully all the other little bits will come out then. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Just take this little bit out as well. Okay, and then I'm just going to put it at the very bottom so that it just touches onto the bottom here. Ooh, a little piece left in the E there. Okay, what I did forget to do was put my little piece of ribbon. I cut a tiny little bit of ribbon. This is the powder pink from last year's In Colours. I don't have any of the other colours yet. And I just cut a little bit, folded it over, and I'm just going to pop it under here. It might not slide under as much as I wanted, so might have to cut it just a little bit shorter, but that's okay. At least it's under there. Just trim it off a little bit. Make this one a little bit more level. Oops. There we go. I just wanted a little tiny piece. And although it doesn't match the other pinks, it looks nice to coordinate with them. Okay, so that's the front of our card. And then what I also cut out from the dies was the U sentiment. And again, I did it in the black glimmer paper. You could use any colour glimmer paper that you think coordinates, or just plain black card, whatever works. And the U, I'm just going to pop inside right in the middle. So there you are. So Celebrate on the front, U. And I think that's a nice quick card, especially if you remember to put the ribbon in beforehand. I think it would also be nice to use the Grapefruit Grove orange coloured paper. And this is the ribbon from Celebration that I still have some of. And the Calypso Coral oranges in the blends. And I think the butterfly would be really nice coloured in that. And all matching together. So, give the little card a go. It really is a quick card to make. What might be nice are just some little pearls on there. I've got my artisan pearls here. And I might use the darker pink so that it picks out the different pink on the paper. And you could either just put them down the butterfly's body like this, and just in 3, or you could just put 3 little pearls on the card. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I will see you all again soon, and I will be using another of my current stamps that's been in the catalogue a while. Thanks very much for joining me. Bye-bye.